Alright guys, Jack here, JBF Music and Guitar Lessons. What I've got for you is a question: can we learn anything from Loudwire lists? So these are normally kind of just entertainment more than anything else, and the Loudwire, much like Watch Mojo, don't always have the most accurate lists. So my question is, I've got this 10 stupidly fast guitarists in metal, gonna react to it, gonna analyze it, see what's going on, and see if we can kind of learn anything from it, maybe about how to play faster, how to get better as musicians. Only one way to find out, so let's proceed. Of course, Mark Friedman, well known from his work with Megadeth. Okay, so here there is actually something to learn. If you check out his right hand, he's using a lot of what Troy Grady would call downward pick slanting. I've covered this in greater detail. I don't want to derail this too much, but you can get a lesson with the eye up there. But essentially, he's using downstrokes to economy pick. I'll change to a white pick because this might be a bit easier to see. So something like Eric Johnson, he does this quite a bit. He'd come through going, let's just go for a B minor pentatonic, right? So I'm just going to go through that pentatonic scale, but in groups of 5. So I'm going to go. So you're picking down, up, you're going to do a down on the G, and that's the pattern you're going to repeat, because you're going to sweep through and do another down on the B. So down, up, down, down on the B, up, down on the D, sweep down, right? So you're going like down, 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 and wrap out however you want. So that's something Mark Friedman was doing there. John 5, let's see if we can get anything from him. Superb player. He might be using the same thing. My takeaway here would be how smooth his tone is for a telly, because he's got that humbucker in. Is there anything John 5 can't play? Like, he just smashes it every time. So, wasn't The Great Cat more of a joke than anything else? Did they not just kind of do it as a spoof? Might be wrong, but I've got a vague memory of watching a video on The Great Cat, and it turned out it was more of a kind of joke between like kind of two sisters, or a sister and a friend, that released this kind of DVD locally. So I don't know if they ever really gigged. So I suppose the thing to learn here, if that's true, is there's a lot of power in mythos. Steve Vai, yeah. Okay, if you pick up any of his DVDs, they're a masterclass in techniques and all sorts of stuff. So what can we learn here? Okay, that's kind of cool. He's doing this. Right, let's see if I can figure that out. So he's using this kind of pulling off to the open string, I think between the 5th and the 7th frets on the G. And then these cool, kind of fun, quirky slides. Something like that. So I suppose another takeaway to me, stupidly fast normally means the kind of alternate picking thing, where you're just kind of shredding manically through a scale. But this kind of thing Vai's doing, and getting that slide in quickly, is incredibly difficult to do as well. So it's like, don't underestimate the difficulty of legato techniques and how they can get cool effects and kind of quirky sounds like this as well. Okay, so the tapping, a good example of that, and sweeps, I suppose. So tapping does kind of get a bad rep, because it's sometimes seen as a bit of a cop-out in terms of getting fast notes. But something here where he's following the chords is incredibly effective. Okay, so what can you learn from this? How to play better. The guy's technique is insane. It's got a really dark tone that I always love. I don't know if it's he uses a wah or some sort of cool boost. But also, if you watch what he's doing, particularly from the angle before, you can see he sneaks in more legato than you might expect. So I'll pop that back and talk about what I'm meaning. Right around here, we can probably see it. It's ferocious picking, isn't it? So you can hear every so often the little trills. If you watch his right hand, it's not moving, and as microscopic as they are, it means you're not having to pick every note, and it makes things just slither easier. And when you're playing stuff that's just difficult, and I don't know how he does it consistently night after night, but yeah, any little thing like that. Yeah, Michelangelo Beto, he's one of these guys that's probably almost on a level of his own in terms of sheer picking technique. So he's got a really weird picking posture, which I've never been able to do, but you might have more luck trying it out yourself. So he's just trend picking the absolute life out of that string, isn't he? Bit of showmanship as well. Not that that really impacts how fast we can play, but his technique is that he anchors his fingers more or less on the fretboard, so on the scratch plate, sorry, so he's got like a point of reference, and he's picking almost at a kind of 90-degree angle. So I used to think that he used his kind of finger joints kind of picked like that, but I think he does actually use the elbow. I think he kind of locks it in and just really... See, I can't do it, I just get a kind of sloppy noise from the strings ringing out. But I think his approach is that if you hit the strings hard enough, and accurately enough, see, it's a technique that never worked for me. Can't get it to work. But I think his approach is that if you hit that string strong enough, the other ones won't ring out, or you can slam a bit of a noise gate on to calm it down a bit. Also, you can use both hands, and you can play upside down. What are you gonna do? Yeah, man. Okay, there is actually something to take away from this. And that's, if you want to do that stuff, you need to commit it to muscle memory. When it's that fast, these sweeps, right? You can't be thinking about, oh, this is the next chord, oh, this is the next thing I'm doing, oh, I need to sort this, I need to hold my pick in a certain way. It needs to be muscle memory. If you want to be able to rip through arpeggios like this, you need to have your rig set up so that you can do it. Fair bit of compression, it sounds like he's using some overdrive, and he just knows what he's doing though. He's just locked it in, he's practiced it. It's good technique, it's muscle memory, it's there. Like most of us, we can play a G chord, you say G, bam, it's there. This guy was on a level where he could do that, but with these insane like 6-string arpeggios, just fluidly connecting them through the fretboard. Insane. Great vibrato and vibe as well on his playing as well. So, lesson there, I suppose, instead of just shredding, you want to have some nice kind of fire in your playing too. It makes it pop, doesn't it? Right, okay, so that bit there. I've covered this before in greater detail. I'll link to it with the eye up there somewhere. The right hand mutes the strings out. So this is a bit what I was talking about before with the Michelangelo Beto thing. The noise gate, right? Because you're muting the strings here, you can kind of, your left hand can kind of do whatever it wants to do, and you're not going to get the strings ringing out because right hand's muting them, right? So that's a cool little technique, and it looks flashy too. If you want a nice fluid legato sound without having to pick every note, that's a great way to do it. Malmsteen, like godfather of neoclassical shred here. I suppose you could argue Richie Blackmore, Randy Rhoads a bit. Another guy with just fire in his playing though. So I think Guthrie Govan said something to the effect like, every note has conviction. Like, I could get out it's not everyone's cup of tea, but you can't say there's not some vibe and attitude in that playing. It's a style and a sound that people are still emulating to this day as well. Okay. I have done a bit of analysis reaction from Roaches, man. Yeah, based on Paul Gilbert, which you can get with the eye up there. And if you want some kind of string skips and stuff that he does, I'll link to lessons I've done on them that are more informative. But yeah, I mean, that level of playing is just insane, really, isn't it? What can you learn from it? You know, there's only one Paul Gilbert. But joking aside, again, this is the same Jason Becker thing where, like, he's got the muscle memory, it's locked in, he could just bust it out. Total experiment, this. What can we learn from Loudwire, if anything? If you like it, hit me up in the comments. If you hate it, hit me up as well. You can check out those shred videos, hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date with the videos I put out. If you want to support the channel, make sure to hit up patreon.com/JBFmusic. But have a good one, everyone. Take care.